Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another ReZero reaction here. Today, I think we're looking at or watching at. Oh, Jesus Christ! Today we are watching episode 18 in this video, and of course we have the guys with me, Zach and
Howdy.
Tabor.
Hey.
We're so
Yeah,
bad at that part.
We're really good at intros, but that one's on me.
Okay.
Anyways, in the last episode we started Amelia's trial, or at least we saw the warm up, as I believe they called it. So we saw little Amelia and kind of what her relationship is with mother, or her caretaker, I guess you could call her, Fortuna. And we also,
Mother Fortuna.
Yeah, Mother Fortuna, and then Guese. We learned about the seal thing that's keeping what we think are her parents in there. At least that's what Zach said. We all kind of agreed on that.
Seems like it.
Then of course, Regulus coming in at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of.
I forgot about that until just right now. Holy cow.
Yeah. So he's coming in.
To see what happens.
That man is very strong. I mentioned this on episode 1 of the season of my reaction, but I think he took out like a whole capital or something by himself. So he's like a one-man army, basically.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah. So I don't think they're gonna make a scratch on this guy, to be honest.
Fucking die.
So I think someone's dying.
Oh, it's been a while since that happened. Actually,
yeah. So far, it's
well,
been,
wait. We obviously know it's Mother Fortuna. That's it.
Whoa.
Think Fortuna?
No.
I don't think it's Guese.
I mean, yes, it would make sense, but you don't know for sure. With this show, at least, you never know. You never know.
It's Amelia.
Amelia's.
She's been dead the whole time.
Great.
All right, that's the last.
But yeah, that's about it.
We'll
Zach, are we getting an opening this episode? Are we?
I'm gonna say I hope so, but I mean, at this point, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. But yeah, probably.
We're not.
We'll have to see.
If we do get it, they'll probably just show it one more time, and that'll be it.
2 times
twice.
The whole rest of the season.
That's how they. That's how they roll.
Well, they got too much stuff to show to have to deal with like a 2-minute intro, you know.
Yeah.
Just understandable. But hey, man.
Either way,
let's get to it.
Right into this episode 43 or episode 18 for season 2. Here we go. Okay. Rip.
She can do it, I believe.
So Shima's the one who may not last, I guess.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
The original. Yes. Here we go.
No, I don't think
we're
it's
gonna
happening.
Get some lore. No opening.
No opening.
What?
Oh. Okay.
What? Freaking.
All right.
Beatrice. Hold on. When was this?
Guess the whole mansion has backstory in this area.
Do these people just don't age? Not age? I don't get it.
I guess
oh, she is a spirit. I'm just kidding. What does she have to do with the sanctuary? Still got the same personality. I see.
It looks like it. Oh. Damn, alright.
Of course.
Savage.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't. Oh yeah, this is when she was alive,
okay.
I guess.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Yep. I remember now.
Hmm.
そちらの君にも言い分を聞こうか。ベアトリス、リューズはそう言っているが。大人でない君に、大人げないというのは正しくないが、少し寛容に欠ける姿勢だ。
So is that the original reason? I just missed
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I guess this is Beatrice is a child, so this must mean this was like hundreds of years ago, maybe.
Because we know that Echidna was using this for using something about eternal life or like being immortal or something.
Okay.
Like I forget how she said it, but I know she used her.
Hold on, can you pause it?
Yeah.
Echidna said Beatrice is like a daughter to her, and then Beatrice said, "Well, no, I am your daughter."
Huh.
Do you think she's still not actually her daughter? Still using it as a phrase?
I don't.
What if Beatrice is Echidna's daughter? I mean, they don't look similar at all. But
she's just a spirit. I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
It's been a while. Their relationship was talked about a little.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember exactly. It was before the split core started. I'm trying to remember.
She probably isn't actually her daughter. Still just saying that.
Yeah.
Alright.
今後も私と一緒にここに足を運ぶことが増えると思う。仲良くしてあげてほしい。はい、お任せください、エキドナ様。別に、ベティは一人でも全然大丈夫なの。訪れた。何をボケっと突っ立ってるの？
Oh yeah, I think Beatrice made a contract with Echidna. I think that's what happened.
Oh, and that was
that.
Like the person before Roswaal. Was that who she was with?
I don't think she's ever.
No, she's not
ever made a contract.
Roswaal.
Yeah,
or with the mansion. The mansion.
Or the mansion.
Why is she there?
Protecting the library.
Oh, the library. Yeah, so
all the knowledge. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again, I just kind of vaguely remember.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Okay. Damn. At least he
Look at this guy.
Roswaal, okay.
So that's not his actual name.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, a couple times.
表面上は穏やかだった聖域で何が起きた？破綻じゃよ。そしてこの聖域が存在する本当の理由。
The true reason.
ここが存在する本当の理由。
Oh Back to the trial, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot she still has to finish the trial.
So this is the like start of the real trial.
Alright.
Regulus Conius.
Oh.
どうしてあなたがここにいる？この森には私以外誰も関われないと、そう確約があったはず。確約？お前が勝手に言って勝手に決めただけの協定だろ？
Huh.
それで押し付けがましく他人を従わせようだなんて。
So I wonder if Guese really is a witch cultist.
I think. Oh, we'll see.
Seems like in the same league. What? What the hell?
What's that? Oh,
What the hell's that?
oh. Is that
Who's that? It looks like
it might be Ekidona. Yep.
no. I don't think that's a.
Yep.
I don't.
Yep. No, that's look.
I mean, she got the same eyebrow. Yeah, I
who
guess
else? Unless it's her
She's got
mom.
blue
which
eyes,
it'll be
though.
weird. It's definitely.
I don't know. She got the
Hold
same
on.
bushy brows. So
I don't know. Maybe she's like Roswaal's sister or something.
why is she here? Oh, stupid. Who is this?
They're probably not even gonna tell us.
Give us a name. Hurry up.
Totally her.
Right here. Bring the key and seal. Pandora.
Oh no! What?
What? Okay, okay. So they want the key to open that thing. Maybe it's Satella's in there. Oh. Oh.
No, she's obviously
Damn.
not dead. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. But she got some power, apparently. This freaking guy. Love this team.
Oh no.
You're violating his rights.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, better not buffer him.
He looks like a doofus though.
So Pandora?
Yeah.
That's her name.
With a name like that, she's gotta be super powerful.
How are they gonna deal with this?
Oh. Oh, Jordan, the mouse.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good.
So what, Guese is just holding this guy back?
Like,
Yep,
yeah.
okay.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, Guese, you got no chance.
Oh, got night.
Is that the key?
The seal key? Yeah, I think so.
Bishop Petukis.
Is this how he goes crazy? Oh.
Maybe so, yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be why.
Is that Pandora's box? Is that what that is? Did he open up Pandora's box? What is this?
Yeah, like, this is okay.
Oh.
Okay, very emotional.
Oh,
for some
she
reason.
does that. That's what she does.
What?
Oh, or the crying. I don't know if that's what the crying. Oh. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the invisible hands.
Oh yeah. Holy shit.
That's what Subaru has now. Is this girl a witch? I wonder. A witch we've never seen.
We already saw the 7 witches of the
Yeah,
of
it's
sin,
true.
so.
I just don't... Man, poor.
Oh.
What? The Witch of Vanity?
Witch of Vanity.
I've never heard of a Witch of Vanity.
Hold on.
That wasn't. No Witch of Vanity was ever mentioned.
Well, we got wrath, greed, sloth, envy, pride. That's 6. Lust, 7. So those are the 7 sins. This vanity.
Witch of Vanity.
I guess vanity is technically a sin, but damn, I didn't even think of that.
I guess I was right.
Damn.
Some witch we've never seen or heard of.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wonder what happened to her. Love.
Oh my god.
Dang. Oh. Yeah, I forgot. This guy's still here.
Ugh.
Violating his. There we go. That's what Super has, the sloth witch fact.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
What? There's no way Subaru's getting this guy. I don't know.
No, no.
I know.
君たちの方で進展がありそうだけど、この場を離れろっていうの？ジュースがあんなになってまで。私はここに。どちらがより賢明なのか。君の足りない。
Oh damn, roast.
Your insufficient brain. Get the hell out of here.
Shit, dude.
場面を切り替える。森へ逃げた君と母親のところまでね。
Oh.
Alright. Yeah, I think Fortuna dies.
Oh yeah.
Death
Totally,
flick.
but how it happens, who knows?
Oh.
What?
Archie.
Oh yeah.
Archie, 村のみんなは無事なの?
So how do they get all frozen?
I've got an idea.
Do you want me to pause? If you...
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
think-
I'm gonna say one word and then you start back up. Okay. Puck. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly the one of the
I mean,
answers.
it makes sense, but there's also
It's just like
you never know.
Hmm. The world will end. So it's either Satello or Puck, I'd say.
I think Satella, man, because it just seems like it makes sense.
ちと一緒に森の外に出ていてほしいの。大切な娘なの。
卑怯だ。そんなこと言われて断れるわけがないって分かっていて。
ごめんなさい。卑怯な私たちを許して。エミリア。やだ！母様とお母様と一緒にいるの！お願い！お願いします！一人になるのは嫌！あなたは一人なんかじゃないわ。母様はいつだってあなたのそばにいる。目をつむって浮かぶあなたの思い出の中に、腕を抱いて温かくなる胸の中に、声を出してその声が響く空の下に、ずっと母様はあなたと一緒。
Yeah, I can see why Amelia thinks of her as her real mother.
Yeah.
Oh, promises, huh?
Ah.
It means so much.
Hold on a minute.
Aw, what's up,
Hold
Zed?
on. Is it possible for... So do we know how spirits are created?
I'm not sure if it was explained.
Because
how they are.
I'm gonna throw this out there. She says that they're always gonna be together. I wonder, because we haven't seen Puck yet, right?
Not yet, no.
What if she dies
think...
and then turns into Puck? Or maybe her father died and then became Puck, and that's why they call Puck her father. Something like that. Maybe.
Interesting
I don't
theory.
know. Just a thought I had.
Yeah, thinking out of the box there. Yeah. Ah, you got me thinking
anyway,
now.
Continue. We'll see.
Yeah, they haven't explained how exactly the spirits work, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they won't, but...
All I know is there's lesser spirits and
greater spirits.
And the great ones, yeah.
Yeah.
And Amelia forgot all this. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
It's pretty traumatic, man.
Aww. Oh.
Oh.
What the hell is that?
Wow.
What?
Oh damn! Holy shit!
The
Oh my
black
god!
serpent.
That's. Oh.
Wait, what is? I feel like I've heard that name before. Crucible.
Oh, is it one of the It's the snake mobbies that was created by whatever the hell, right?
Yes. The serpent.
Yeah, Daphne.
Yeah, it was mentioned.
Daphne.
Yeah.
Fucking fuck that bitch, dude.
That's right.
Damn.
She created that this long ago? My god.
It's still going. Oh man. I guess he's done.
Let's see the white. Oh, here we go. Archie, you were a real one until the end. Oh man.
Ugh.
Oops. Come on, man.
Is that it? That's it? Is that the...
I
Okay.
thought he was gonna pull something out, but
No. Just gone.
just gone.
Wait, is she back watching this again?
No, I don't.
It looks like she's still... Oh my god.
It's got the wind powers.
Oh, that's true.
That's what happened to Krush
Mm.
to her arm.
Oh yeah, it's the exact same thing that happened.
誰よりも特別で完成されたあなたは素晴らしい。そして不完全な彼らもまた素晴らしいのです。
手間ばかりかけさせる。本当に能なしめ。
Oh,
Oh shit.
now I'm gonna see freaking Fortuna die. Great.
お待ちください、コルニアス司教。
Oh.
何ですかパンドラ様。
怒りを抑えてください。彼らをここで殺害することは
Oh,
許しません。
okay.
あの二人を見て
Alright.
どうも思わない
You feel nothing when you see the two of them.
僕に怒りを抑えろと命令したの
Oh.
か。
Hmm.
Oh, good God.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Alright, she's fine though, right?
What if she wasn't though? What if he just destroyed a witch?
フォルトナ様は
Oh, man.
バカなこと言わないで。エミリアと別れてまで戻ってきたのよ。
I don't remember Guese
死なせないと。
missing an arm in season 1.
もしあなたが死ぬのなら
I don't think he did, yeah.
傍らにいるからって強がっていただけで。
長々と僕という存在を無視したことに盛り上がるじゃないか。冗談
Hmm.
Alright.
まとめて区別できない血だまり。
私は待てと
Okay, she's fine.
Oh yeah, okay.
She's fine. And
Oh.
あなたの暴挙も
Alright.
あなたの暴言も全てを許しましょう。すでにあなたをお連れした目的
Damn.
が達せられました。もう
what was her
お帰りいただいて
goal?
いいですよ。
連れてきておいて満足したからもう帰れって。どこまで人をバカにすれば。
そうですか。では私の方で
Just send him.
Oh.
コルニアス司教がここにいるはずがない。彼は自分の屋敷で妻に囲まれて過ごしている。
What?
Okay.
Better roll him back.
ここに
I think I missed something.
I don't think you did.
I think I missed something.
囲まれて過ごしている。
No, no, you didn't miss it. You definitely did.
What?
物語にはご退場願いました。これで
She
ゆっくりお話ししますね。
literally deleted him.
Disappear.
その前に
Yeah.
Definition of deleting someone.
バラバラに
That makes me wonder how these
もし
witches died.
何かの
If they're able to just do that.
コルニアス司教がいないのです
I don't know. Satell is just
コ
really
ルニアス司教の
something else.
他が消えるのもとは
Hmm.
Oh wait.
Oh, wait.
代打の魔女因子を取り
Oh,
込む
not.
ことまでは書き換えませんよ。
So all the stuff she reversed his actions.
Yeah,
Huh.
I guess that's true. That's
Yeah.
あなたの
it's interesting.
What the
あ
hell?
なたのために戻った彼女の行いに称賛
I
し
feel like she's gonna have a real big part of this story
Is-
from this point on, where like some crazy shit.
Yeah, we're about to learn. Yeah. First of all, why'd you hear?
彼女を打倒するのです。
Come on. You,
エミリア様のためにできることを。
maybe she's the turns the. I don't know.
Mm.
Freeze the.
魂に
No, it's her. She did it. She did it. She froze everything.
Oh,
Maybe not. I don't
my
know.
life. Maybe like a combo move.
Oh.
さあおいでなさい。その
Oh, maybe not.
果てまで
Well, they just saw what she did I don't know what they think they're gonna
yeah.
be able to do.
It's
They just
literally.
fucking
She's just gonna be like,
whatever
nope,
that
that
guy
never
was.
happened.
Oh, she's gonna open the seal, isn't she?
Yeah.
Does she still have the key?
Did she ever get the key?
Is that what that thing is that they had in season 1? That seal? Is that what that is?
There's a seal in season
Remember
1?
season 1 that someone stole the seal from Amelia or something? And then Subaru kept dying trying to get the seal back?
You mean
from
her
Phil?
Enigma?
Oh,
that was just for the royal throne.
Oh,
It shows that you're
okay. Well,
canon.
forget what I said.
She gonna go back?
Maybe she caused the freezing? Probably not. Oh,
The spirits
the
are
spirit?
fairies.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
she
guess
is
she's
gonna do
yeah,
it.
it's going to the
Oh.
seal. See if your theory is right. Is it? I think it is her parents. Like you said.
Well, yeah. It's got to do with something with them at least. If it's not them in there, then they're gonna have to show up with one of these episodes.
Also a little frosty.
That's true. It is frozen over here. So.
Yeah, this is. Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, she probably
gonna open
destroyed
it.
those two then.
So everyone's gonna be frozen because of the seal, I guess.
Is that Amelia's?
That's what. That was Zach. Don't. Is that Amelia's stepsister's son? Like, oh wait.
Is that Amelia's daughter? Oh, that was a good episode.
But there we go. Yeah. Man, felt like it went by pretty quick. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. Getting a lot of more information. Freaking Roswaal, little boy Roswaal coming in.
Oh boy, Roswaal.
Yeah,
We found out
know-
how Guese got his powers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess Beatrice has some sort of relationship with the original Ryuzu. And of course Ekidona, as we knew she knew Ekidona.
Oh yeah.
What were you saying, Zach? Before I...
Oh shoot, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it seems like Guese wasn't really it unless he turns into a bad guy somehow. It doesn't seem like so far he's really a bad person. It seems like he's trying to help out Amelia and her
Maybe it's just like
mother
a slow
Fortuna.
process or something. And he just...
I would assume that he does go crazy after they die. That would make sense. And then from then on, he's kind of this crazy, insane person. But
yeah,
you know,
I guess they didn't really make a scratch on her. She's
No,
perfectly
not
fine,
yet.
so we didn't really see the outcome of the battle. But
it
I
is
guess we
interesting.
can-
It's interesting that we have been told about all the other witches except for her by even like
I know
the
she-
other witches. We've been introduced to everyone, and she isn't there, which makes me think she's not dead. She was the only witch that didn't die
That's-
from all of them. Or, you know, would that make sense?
I don't know,
Possibly
this
she become.
girl is OP. I
I don't know, man. She's like the secret weapon or something, man. She might be even more powerful than Satella. Who knows?
she very well.
Who knows?
might
I
be.
don't know.
I don't.
It's
We haven't
possible.
heard a single thing about this girl.
That's
so we
true.
don't know.
Except her name is Pandora. That's about it.
Pandora. And the Witch of Vanity.
Can snap people out of existence like that. But yeah, I'm excited for the next episode.
Any thoughts from you, Tabor? Or are you just ready to
No,
on.
I'm just I can't think of anything.
Yeah, you didn't say a whole lot this episode, man. I was waiting for some premonitions.
I just can't think of anything. I
It's
wanted
too
to watch these
crazy for you.
episodes so bad that I just like have no
You're just
idea
too
what to
invested.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Oh, it's rough. It's tough, man. Well,
It's
maybe
hard
the
to
next
think of
episode
anything.
you'll
It's hard to
have
think
some
of
words.
predictions or what's
So
going on.
is what do you think? Is Archie dead? You think Archie's dead?
I think Archie's dead. I mean,
Just turned into lava.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
he like.
What if he's what if he's evolving?
Oh, like
I
a
think
Pokemon?
that was his ultimate form.
Yeah. He's just transforming. Takes a little bit.
Yeah. Either way, solid episode. We're
Absolutely.
gonna go on to the next one. This will be in separate videos, or else it'll be too long.
Oh yeah.
But either way,
Alright.
guess we'll do my
That's it,
cringe
right?
outro that Tabor calls cringe.
Oh, Tabor.
Thank you all very much for watching. Have a good day or night wherever you are, and we are out of here. See ya. Hello everybody, welcome to the light novel part of this video. If you are new here, this is the part of the video where I basically just go through the book. We're on volume 14 currently. We're gonna go through the book and watch the episode at the same time and just see if there's anything that was left out, any more interesting dialogue, missing scenes, maybe go inside a character's, maybe, delve a bit deeper inside a character's head to see what, they're really thinking or feeling in certain moments throughout the episode, and, just stuff like that. Now, this is the latest volume I have. This is the last volume I'm going to cover in my reactions. I don't have volume 15. So for each episode, I'm going to thoroughly go through the book and the anime and try to find every difference, since this is the last volume I'm going to do here to compare. And after that, after finishing this one, of course, there won't be any more light novel stuff. So let's see here. We were on episode 43. And the start of episode 43 is the start of chapter 2 here in volume 14. So guys, I'm either just going to speed up the video or just cut to a certain part where I find some differences. And I'll see you then. Alright, so this is interesting. After Echidna says this, don't look down on others. Echidna actually talks about Guese, and of course in the previous episodes one of the episodes we saw early on in the season, we know Beatrice has some connection with Guese. I don't think Echidna mentioned Guese in this moment. If she does, if I realize, that she does mention Guese, I'll just edit this out, but here we go. So I'll just start from here. Page 52. Rizu lived in a tiny village, but her existence was the tiniest of all. As an apostle, she felt the joy of having the Witch of Greed herself. Remembering her name sent a tremor running through her heart. Then she says this: I shall leave things to Guese from here. I'm sure he will work hard to give you proper guidance. Then Beatrice says, Betty does not like Guese very much. Considering his role, being disliked by you is exactly the appraisal I wished and hoped for. And yeah, after that sentence, it's basically the same in the anime, or same stuff happens. Yep, she's like $1. I am $1. Yep, same thing in the book. And so far, that's the only change I see that's very meaningful. I wonder why they didn't add that part in, unless it is added in. Again, I'm gonna edit this out in case they did. So I'm curious if this year was kind of the same, around the same time, like takes place the same time as, Emilia's backstory that we saw with her mother and Guese and all that stuff. I wonder if this is like the same time, or was this before Amelia was even born? Because we know Beatrice is very, very old. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what Guise's role was per se with his relationship with Beatrice. But like Echidna says, it seems like he's there to, I guess, guide her in the right direction, or raise her, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm gonna move on here. So far I can't talk on this whole thing with Ryuzu and Beatrice, because it's not in the novel, so I can't really say anything. Maybe it was in the web novel, but it's not in the light novel. So I can't speak on any of this when they're carrying the laundry. But this is in the novel, of course, so I'll see if there's any differences here. So not super important, but in the book it says Roswaal is 4 years older, about 4 years older than Ryuzu. And Ryuzu is like 12 currently in this scene here. So that would make Roswaal 16. So nothing super important, but I just want to add that in. And as far as I can tell, this part again is not in the novel, so I can't speak on any of this conversation. Okay, guys, so this whole conversation here lasts a lot longer. This backstory, it continues for quite a few more pages. As far as I know, they don't go back to this, and just more focuses on the Amelia stuff. So yes, there are quite a few pages. I said I would do this thoroughly, so I'm gonna read them all. So get ready. So I'm not fond of being addressed by my family name. Where does this leave off? Call me Roswaal. Okay. So after Roswaal asks Ryuzu to address him as Roswaal, the book continues on here. After speaking to the apologetic Ryuzu, the boy Roswaal gave her a wink. As I did read this earlier, his age was around 4 years greater than Ryuzu's 12, like I said, and his height was a full head taller. Even so, it seemed like he still had room to grow. And his melodic voice was well on its way of that as an adult. The boy possessed a wicked charm possible only during the brief period between being a boy and an adult. He was brimming with natural elegance. At that young age, he was also the current head of the Mathers family, which governed multiple domains, and the learned man who administered the forced settlement together with Echidna, making him Ryuzu's superior. Or super, oh my god. This is going to be fun. Supervisor. To Ryuzu and the other residents, he was someone to whom respect ought to be paid on par with Echidna. And I believe this is Ryuzu talking. So, as for Lady Echidna, I've yet to see her today. Beatrice does not seem to have come to her usual place either. Setting Lady Echidna aside, I find it difficult to believe Beatrice would not have come here to meet you. Beatrice only comes to speak to me once in a while. You say once in a while only because that is what Beatrice insists on calling it, no? Echidna threaded gaps in her busy schedule to visit this land, with Beatrice accompanying her. Somehow, they'd have numerous opportunities to come into contact and see each other's faces during the time before Echidna finished her business. Pfft, went Roswaal, barely containing his laughter over Ryuzu's reply. Beatrice is not an honest girl, you see. It is good that you do not think of her as difficult to deal with. Perish the thought. She treats even someone like me extremely well. In fact, I am always making Lady Beatrice angry, enough that I was worried that she might come to hate me. Yeah, I think most people who come into contact with Beatrice think that. Then you have nothing to be concerned about. Beatrice's hate carries no credibility whatsoever. If she genuinely hated you, she would not create all these excuses to spend time with you. Faced with Roswaal's toothy grin, Ryuzu half believed him and half not. Beatrice often puffed her cheeks up at Ryuzu, voicing voluminous complaints about anything and everything all the while. This was far softer than what Ryuzu knew as rejection. But in contrast, Ryuzu thought Beatrice had made unmistakable displays of hate. Again, I think a lot of people think that that's just, how Beatrice is. I hope that at some point you might pick up on the girl's true feelings as well. Seeing that Ryuzu had been pressed into silence, Roswaal murmured a comment. Somehow sounding forlorn as he did, his smile became ever so slightly pained. This caused Ryuzu's chest to tighten. However, quicker than she could apologize over it, Roswaal's expression became one of realization. Teacher, I heard that you were here today, so I flew right over. Roswaal's eyes brightened and glimmered, his face like that of a child as he broke into a run. With his grown-up impression thoroughly erased, the boy raced towards Ekidona, the witch in question, who sighed at the sight. This would have been really funny to see in the anime for sure, just Roswaal super happy to see her and just running right over to Ekidona. Roswaal, I do not recall permitting you to address me as a teacher. This is not a day I may call you anything less. Oh, and as we know, of course, as we've seen, Roswaal has a lot of respect for Ekidona. Like when Amelia, Subaru, and Roswaal were having a conversation about her, Roswaal put a lot of respect to Ekidona's name, and made sure that Amelia didn't say anything distasteful or disrespectful. Either way, this is not a day I may call you anything less. I have gained a complete comprehension of the homework you spoke of previously, teacher. By focusing mana on the 4 colors at a uniform rate, one makes them into magical energy without elemental attributes. At that point, by adding the remaining 2 colors, one arrives at a rainbow-colored attribute. How is that? So it seems like Ekidona was obviously a teacher, and she taught him magic and the science behind it, maybe. I'm certain I assigned only the 4 colors as homework, so you have arrived at 6 colors through self-study, or the terrifying learning speed and desire to grow, or more accurately, obsessiveness? Goodness, you have surprised me. Ekidona was praising him. A fact that made Ryuzu's eyes bulge. Ekidona was a witch through and through, something exceeding Ekidona's imagination was far beyond Ryuzu's own. Hence, she could not help but smile at Roswaal's proud look over such an accomplishment. Even to Ryuzu's eyes, it was plain that Roswaal was very fond of Ekidona. Even Ekidona seemed overwhelmed by the love and respect her self-described apprentice showered onto her. And just what are you standing around in a daze for, I wonder? As always, you're quite a lax girl. We can assume that's Beatrice. Of course. Lady Beatrice. While Ryuzu gazed upon teacher and student, Beatrice peered in from the side. Beatrice folded her arms, snorting at Ryuzu's surprise with the grimacing face that Ryuzu was accustomed to. Ryuzu was so used to the scowl that she didn't even apologize for causing it. Do Mom and Roswaal have something to discuss, I wonder? Beatrice must respect Roswaal quite a lot as well, then. The two of them no longer have time to mind the likes of you. Also, the laundry basket is annoying, so shouldn't you return to work promptly, I wonder? Yes, I shall do just that. Then if you excuse me. Cringing and bowing her head to the... Oh, can I do this? Can I say this word? Cringing and bowing her head to the acrimonious Beatrice. What does that word even mean? Ryuzu departed in a hurry. Roswaal may have said Beatrice did not truly hate her, but Ryuzu found it a little too hard to believe. So she still doesn't believe that Beatrice doesn't hate her. Then she had a sudden realization. Lady Beatrice? I'm not here for any particular reason, merely killing time, I wonder. When Ryuzu resumed carrying the laundry basket, Beatrice followed right behind her. She responded to Ryuzu's obvious confusion with a composed look on her face, and when Ryuzu resumed walking, Beatrice indeed followed suit. Oh, and actually, this page continues on to when Beatrice and Ryuzu are walking here with their back and forth dialogue. So I'm gonna skip that conversation. There's nothing too different, I don't think. So it doesn't seem like there's much dialogue, or any, in fact. But I'm gonna continue on reading here. This kind of gives more context on the settlement, on the sanctuary. So right after the Beatrice and Ryuzu laundry basket thing scene says this. The days passed peacefully. Various things had happened to Ryuzu before arriving in this land, both good and bad. The good had been somewhat outweighed by the bad, but it was by resiliently carrying on that she had lived to this day. There were others who came from similar backgrounds, and they were kind, taking care to keep young, frail Ryuzu out of harm's way. Once, when their homelands came up in conversation, and Ryuzu said she did not have any good memories of her own, someone responded with, "Same here," and laughed. After that, they continued with, "Let's make this everyone's homeland." She didn't remember the speaker, but Ryuzu had always remembered those words since. Recently, Ekidona visited the settlement with ever-increasing frequency. Everyone was fond of the witch, for she was the savior not only of Ryuzu, but everyone in the settlement. No one could thank her lady enough for the salvation of being granted a homeland. Inconveniences in their day-to-day life were swept away, their needs were well met, and she asked for nothing in return for all she did for them. So Ekidona seemed quite the good character back in her day, but there's got to be something. I just don't trust her. There's got to be something she's hiding, something she's working on in the shadows. As we know, the whole Ryuzu thing, immortality. I can't remember all the details on that, but we know that happened. So yeah. It was but once when Ekidona had replied with "pay it no mind" to everyone's thanks that Ryuzu saw her making a little smile. From that faint smile, Ryuzu felt she understood why Ekidona went to such great efforts, so that she continued to smile just like that. Whenever Ekidona visited, her daughter Beatrice would invariably come along with her. Ekidona, surrounded by a large throng of people when she came to the settlement, always ordered Beatrice to act freely. In the majority of cases, Beatrice spent her free time close to Ryuzu. So Beatrice and Ryuzu had quite a close friendship. Continuing on here, there's a little bit more. I mean, a page worth more. Child or not, being a member of the settlement meant Ryuzu had a lot of work to do. On occasion, Beatrice would grudgingly aid her with laundry and sewing. She grumpily complained she was not particularly skilled in doing laundry, but she concentrated on the work even more than Ryuzu did. While not helping with Ryuzu's work, Ryuzu often saw her pounding away at her magic lessons. Beatrice was clutching a book too large for her small frame and honing her mana through trial and error in all sorts of ways. To Ryuzu, who lacked any connection to magic and was unable to even read, it seemed like anguish behind her comprehension. It was at those times that Roswaal, who came to meet with Ekidona, would inevitably interrupt, invariably angering Beatrice and igniting her temper. Roswaal, who was normally dedicated to behaving in a most aristocratic manner, I butchered that, I know, acted on his own age, only when he interacted with Ekidona and Beatrice. So it seemed like Roswaal was pretty professional, except when he spent his time with the girls. Suffering Roswaal's teasing, it was common to see Beatrice go red in the face as she launched her counterattacks. Whenever Ryuzu caught a glimpse of the pair's magical duels, she always smiled at the sight of them fighting like siblings. From time to time, Ekidona would happen upon their quarrels, making both Roswaal's and Beatrice's faces go pale, a sight that made everyone in the settlement laugh. Ekidona, Roswaal, Ryuzu, even Beatrice. Everyone laughed a little. For Ryuzu Mayor, these days in your new homeland were happy, happy, happy times indeed. Then I think actually, after that, the book goes on to this conversation here with the group. So after Ram says, it sounds like Beatrice hasn't changed, there's actually quite a bit more dialogue before Garfield chimes in. Okay, so after she says that, I believe this is Super talking. He says, my opinion about that's the same as yours, but there's something before that, way before that. Beatrice, Super had received a shock just from discovering that she appeared in Ryuzu's memories, but at the same time, it wasn't difficult to come to terms with. He'd known to begin with that Beatrice was Ekidona's contracted spirit from 4 centuries prior. Oh, that's right, it was 4 centuries ago. I forgot about that. Ekidona had worked with the Roswaal's ancestors to build the sanctuary and ordered Beatrice to stand watch over the archive of forbidden books at Roswaal's mansion and await that person after Ekidona's own death. As a consequence, he could accept that Beatrice had entered and left the sanctuary prior to that time. This Lady Beatrice, certainly, I believe this is one of the Ryuzus talking, certainly should be that one at the Marquis mansion, of whom I have heard nothing but her name. I have not yet had the opportunity to meet her. Yeah, that Beatrice. So she really is connected to the sanctuary. Plus, she transported me to the sanctuary back then. Nodding after Otto checked with them, Subaru mulled over a memory from a previous iteration of the loop. The last time around when he'd gone to rescue the mansion, Subaru had been unable to save a single person from Elsa's vile blade, going right down to letting Beatrice die before his very eyes. And when it was Subaru's turn to have Elsa rob him of his life, Beatrice had transferred Subaru to the sanctuary, as we know. Even if she was using the passage, which I assume is the name of the spell she uses to transport people, it bothered me when I tried to figure out how she could spirit me all the way to the sanctuary. If the passage can only send people flying to places familiar to you, then to her the sanctuary has to be. Yeah, so that's why Beatrice was able to send Subaru to the sanctuary all that ways away. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, so the sanctuary has to be... For Beatrice, it was surely a place filled with memories. Perhaps it was essentially her homeland. That was how, in that emergency situation, Beatrice had enabled Subaru's escape to the sanctuary. I don't know about the little shrimp, but I'm paying more attention to the witch, and I believe this is Garfield's part here. More interest in the witch, yeah. And I'll see if there's any big changes here as well in this dialogue. So after Ram asks Subaru if she's met the witch agreed, there's a bit more dialogue. It's not super important, but it's kind of funny. It's like banter between Subaru and Ram. So in the book it says, in other words, Borisu has met the witch agreed. Slowly narrowing her pink eyes, she quietly stared at Subaru. Happened on the first day when I went into the tomb to bring Amelia back. I asked her about Ryuzu and some other stuff. Hey, what gives? Without revealing the details of his own trial, Subaru explained his fleeting encounter with the witch. Subaru was dubious about Ram's silence over the contents thereof, but she immediately gave a brief exhale. I see. I simply thought it all makes sense now. For someone who had come to the sanctuary for the first time, you have made very deft arrangements, Borisu. If anything, I'm relieved to know that it is not through Borisu's proper talents. Wait, is there something wrong with me being a capable man? Ha! Borisu, a capable man? Do not say that even in your sleep. It is disturbing. Do you have to go that far? As Ram snorted, Subaru's voice went shrill, but oddly, he could not wipe away his suspicions towards Ram's demeanor. He felt like he had a little bone stuck in the back of his throat. Let us return to the topic at hand. That's how I understood it, and I believe it goes on to Ryuzu speaking here in the anime. So after she says the true reason for existence, the book continues to go on and on and on about, the Beatrice's, the sanctuary's past. And I'm not sure if I'm going to cover it because, honestly, they might have just rearranged the scenes around. Because if I look through the thumbnails for the episodes, it shows, I think it's going to go through the whole story here. It's called The Beginning of the Sanctuary and blah, blah, blah. So I'm probably just going to skip to the Amelia trial part. Whenever that starts in this book. And maybe I can return back to this section when we get to the episode where it shows the past there. Because it would be a real waste of time if I went through all these pages and then it, just so happens that the anime does cover it, but it's just in a later episode. So I think that is what I'm going to do. Because there's a lot of pages here, guys. There's a lot of pages about this Ryuzu and Sanctuary stuff. Because there's at least 20 pages here. 20 pages of stuff that didn't happen in this episode. So I'm going to hope they add this in, I'm assuming, episode 45. And then I will just come back to this section of the book once we get to that episode. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to continue recording tomorrow for this light novel stuff. And we will start on chapter 3. It's called The Day Alpha Orionis Laughed. And we will compare all of this between these two sources. So yeah, next time you'll see me, I'll be in a different shirt and stuff. So I'll see you then. Alrighty, I am back. And now we will get into Amelia's trial and see if I can find anything worth noting here in the book. So let us go. Actually, when she says, I guess this must have slipped by me when I was when we were watching the episode. Jeez. This witch here, Witch of Vanity, must be the reason for whatever happened to Fortuna's brother and wife. I must have missed that. So yeah, so far nothing too different. There was a little bit of dialogue in the beginning when Regulus first shows up, but so we'll continue on. So in the book, there's a little more dialogue here, right before Guese takes out this, before he takes out this box thing. After Guese says, "I shall wager my very existence," blah blah blah. Regulus responds, "Don't say that. You might have been one of the founders of the witch cult, and you may have your seat because of a few past services you contributed. But if the question of who deserves it more was to come up now, the seat would be mine. Do you think you can beat me if you try hard enough? What kind of head do you have in those shoulders?" And that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's been the same so far. But yeah, Guese was one of the founders of the witch cult. That is interesting. And I'll move on. So I don't know if this is super important or not, but there's a little bit of dialogue here. Pretty much in the same exact moment here in the anime. But anyways, Fortuna says, "Yes, really, Amelia, Leah. Mom really loves you more than anyone in this world." The gentle voice with which she called her Leah made Amelia and Amelia's emotions fall apart. And later down the page says, "Leah, I love you." And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Puck call Amelia Leah as well? It's been so long since we've really seen Puck, so I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure Puck calls her Leah. I think Zach mentioned this in the episode when we're watching it. But what if Puck is Fortuna? Because Fortuna was saying, she'll always be with her. Just be with her. So, I mean, we know that Puck was always with her. And that was after she got out of her frozen state where she, I don't know. Maybe that prediction is way out there, no chance, but I'm thinking maybe it's a possibility. Again, we don't really know how spirits come into this world or anything. I don't think. And I mean, I don't really have anything else to go on except for Fortuna calling her Leah in the book, at least. So that's literally the only thing. So anyone can call her Leah. It's a pretty easy nickname. So who knows? I was just putting that in there. And I'm going to continue on here. Oh, she does actually call her Leah. So, okay. So here, there's definitely some stuff missing. So in this scene in the book, someone's actually talking to him. Someone's talking to Archie here before the Black Serpent comes up here. Okay. So I'll start from here. You, youngster, there. As Archie sprinted through the forest, there's a sharp voice as someone leaped out onto the path. Archie immediately shot a weary look towards the individual in the black habit who had slipped through the gap in the trees, but the other party greeted him by lifting both hands up. Wait, I am one of the Lord Archbishop Guise's fingers. The Lord Archbishop's... Yes, be at ease, you are safe. Wait, what could that be? The man in the habit identified himself, bringing Archie some measure of relief. It wasn't long before the man noticed him carrying Amelia in his arms and reacted with shock. Archie solemnly nodded at him. Lady Fortuna entrusted her to me. She is assisting the others in battle. It shouldn't be long before she sweeps the forest clean of enemies. It pains me to say this, but that will be somewhat difficult. The man made a bitter face, which caused Archie to go, eh? We've confirmed the presence of one of the archbishops of the 7 deadly sins, Greed, head of the radical faction. The Lord Archbishop has engaged him in combat, but the situation cannot be resolved by simply driving him off. An archbishop of the 7 deadly sins, but what problem is there beyond him? The demon beast, Black Serpent, has been released into the forest. The Black Serpent. The man's words rocked Archie. He gazed back towards the forest with a look of disbelief. That's crazy. It's not possible. The Black Serpent is a pure calamity, even more than the white whale and the great rabbit. A natural disaster that obeys no one. The timing of its arrival, right as this attack's going on, that's a being, a witch, who can make that possible, has come to this forest. Witch you say? That's even crazier talk. The witches, besides the witch of jealousy, are long destroyed. Oh, so even back here, the witches have been destroyed, but not Vanity. Maybe Vanity's the only one, or Pandora. And the witch of jealousy should herself be sealed in the sands of a far off. There is a hidden witch. Her name is Pandora. She is part of the witch cult. The world's forbidden witch. She's the forbidden witch. And by Archie saying, the witch of jealousy should be sealed in the sands of a far off, blah, 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 we know that she was sealed, I think, by the dragon. Or it's been so long since they mentioned the dragon, or even heard of anything about her being sealed, but I believe she is sealed in some far place. So I don't think Satella is in the seal in this forest as me and Zach and the others were thinking. Yeah, that would make sense. So if Satella is not sealed and whatever that thing is, then what the hell could be in there? I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to keep reading here. There's still a good amount. Anyways, the man spoke as if he were wringing out every word, leaving Archie agape. Like a bucket of water had aroused him from his sleep. An archbishop of the 7 deadly sins, even a witch he had never heard before, had arrived. And what kept Archie's heart from crumbling into despair was a small heartbeat he could feel through his own chest. He had been entrusted with something. Archie could not back away from it. Lady Fortuna entrusted me with Amelia so that she might escape. Whatever happened to her homeland, I must at least protect this girl, protect her hope. I shall accompany you. Old as it might be, I'm still part of the Romane Conti, sorry I butchered that, family. The man was roused by Archie's words, and he bowed deeply to the young elf, who literally nestled his bundle of hope against his breast. With a flutter of his habit sleeve, the aged man leaned forward, impressively kicked off the ground. Then he trained his eyes toward the path leading out of the forest, intending to guide him. No. The instant they broke into a run, the man suddenly shouted, and the urgency of his voice made Archie immediately stop. As Archie opened his eyes wide, wondering what was going on, the man stood with both arms spread wide. What a blunder to think it would come so quickly. And of course, this is probably the serpent. The man murmured in anguish, bewildering Archie. A moment later, the man's arms fell from their shoulders like a doll with a bad stitching. His outstretched limbs detached completely just like that. No blood spewed from the fallen arms or where they had been severed. In fact, the arms were shriveled in an unnatural way that had nothing to do with age, rotting like tree roots starved of water. The black serpent's vicious tongue, please flee, but it's too late for me. Forcefully shouting for Archie to run, the man looked back, his face rapidly losing all color. Red and black spots came over his neck, which poked out of his habit, and his face was collapsing to the point where it seemed his eyeballs might fall out. Moaning in anguish, the armless man collapsed onto the ground, his upper torso writhing. Black blood gushed out of his eye sockets, nostrils, earlobes, and more places, until finally he stopped moving at all. The man's final moments left Archie, let alone young Amelia, in a panic. The crucible of disease, the plague-bearing demon beast of the black serpent. In a raspy voice, Archie covered young Amelia's eyes as he invoked the name of the enemy that had slain their companion. Of course, it did not react to his voice. However, in the gaps between Archie's and Amelia's ragged breathing, a distinct sound echoed like a gigantic creature licking its lips. It felt like a hunter waiting for its prey. Prey's fear to heighten before its shit. Realizing the approaching danger, Archie yelled a curse and fled. He did not know which way to run. This was the enemy's hunting ground. They'd been herded into its unawares. He put as much distance as he could between him and the man's corpse. If possible, he'd leave the forest entirely, focusing only on the rigid presence of Amelia pressing against his chest. Archie desperately fled from the menace. Flee, flee, flee. The young elf continued to flee, resisting with all his might. While getting ready to launch himself forward, he felt a scalding heat run up his right ankle. The instant he realized he'd been licked, his willpower crumbled. The black serpent is freaking terrifying. The wicked tongue was slithering up his bare flesh. Man, this thing's more terrifying than the white whale. The illness it caused spread across the skin, manifesting as a reddish black burn scars. The instant he saw what was taking place, Archie turned a palm towards his own right leg. Fula. Without hesitation, he used the blade of wind to send his deceased right leg flying off from his knee. So did that happen at all? I think that happened, right? Yes, that does happen. And afterwards, it's all the same as the anime. But man, that was a lot. That was a lot of information there. But yeah, just missing dialogue, and obviously one of Guise's fingers. We know that Pandora is a part of the witch cult, and she is the forbidden witch. Or the world's forbidden witch, as it says. And of course, she was hidden from everyone, apparently. Or maybe not everyone, but the vast majority of people in the cult. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff there. I'm going to move on here. Let's see. What do we have left? Ah, yes. Amelia goes ham. Oh no, that's in the next episode where she goes ham. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys in a little bit, see if I can find anything else. There's a little more dialogue here after he says, that's hopeless. Maybe not super important, but I wanted to add it in here. So I'll start from here. It's time to face up and realize it already. Yeah, we're different. You and I are actors meant for different stages. It's not an issue of whether you can beat me. No one can beat me. No one can hurt me. Sword Saint or Dragon. It's all useless. All of it. Every last bit. Useless. So if Regulus isn't BSing in that statement, he is seriously strong. Sword Saint? The freaking dragon? Can't beat this man? If that's true, that's just scary. That's straight up scary. But yeah, that's just all I wanted to add in there. I'm going to continue on here. So after Regulus and says this, you know, why do you give you permission to interfere with me? There's actually a bit more in the novel that happens before Pandora steps in here. So here's what it says in the book. In a fit of rage, Regulus squatted and plunged both his arms into the ground. He proceeded to swing them upward, tossing soft soil towards Fortuna and Guese. His demeanor was truly like that of a child throwing a tantrum, scattering earth about. No, that debris, you must evade all of it. Eh? Fortuna was ignoring the shower of dirt and trying to refine her mana for a counterattack when Guese pushed her down. The action he chose over counterattack over defense was to push her straight to the ground without even breaking her fall. Fortuna raised her voice, questioning Guise's decision, and then she saw the sand and pebbles Regulus threw had opened countless holes in the surface of the ground. These were literally countless holes, almost like the marks raindrops left upon parched soil. The dirt Regulus had thrown gouged the ground with such penetrating power that she could not see where they bottomed out. The might of the attack was obvious from one glance at the fallen trees caught in its area of effect. They had been turned into wood chips from the countless tiny holes punched into them. A human body subjected to the same would have surely turned into a bloody mist. It was a nigh unbelievable destructive power, and most frightening of all was, hey now, what did he go dodging it for? Just soak it up and turn it into mincemeat. That goes for the talentless hack Guese and the woman over there, too. I would have been fine adding you as my 79th wife. So what's with the stupid behavior, huh? Whining loudly, Regulus thrust his arms in the ground surface once more. He could do this consecutively. So this is a certain move Regulus has in his arsenal, which seems way too overpowered. Again, I don't know how anyone's going to defeat this guy, except for Pandora herself, but that is insane. It can do it consecutively. He was a being who could not be harmed by some of the deadliest spells in existence, yet could kill by scattering some dirt and pebbles. In spite of this, his mental state was as immature as an infant's, destructively egotistical beyond anyone's reach. This dangerous being, like a badly raised child who is liable to bite anyone depending on his mood, had been granted power on par with a dragon. That was how Fortuna appraised the vile man before her. If you don't like me taking one limb off, I'll take all four. I'll make you regret making a fool of me out of greed. Then finally, Pandora chimes in, and this is the same spot where the enemy is, right here. So yeah, that was a kind of a small scene there that was missing from this episode. Quite interesting stuff. We get more of a gauge on Regulus's powers, his power level, let's say. Of course, even from this episode and the episode from season 1, the first episode, we already know this guy's a beast. But this section of the book just adds much more than that to that. So yeah, I'll continue on here and see if there's anything else. So actually, the enemy in this episode does actually show that move where he throws up the pebbles and dirt and unleashes this freaking terrifying ability, destructive power. So that's good that they did show that he can do something like that at least. Man, what a powerful scene! This whole man, her remembering just everyone, how everyone was so kind to her, and her just being the ignorant girl she was. She just wants to help everyone, and it's sad, man. Past was tragic. But yeah, guys, that was after the last scene I talked about. There was nothing different, really. Not really any important dialogue. Such a good episode, though. I love this show. But yeah, that will be it for the light novel part of this video. Next episode, I guess we will start chapter 4, as it says. Chapter 4 is called The Internal Freezing of the Great Alien Forest. I believe that is what the next episode is called. yeah, the permafrost valley forest. And there's 7 chapters in this volume total, so we have a few more left to go in this book. But yeah, guys, that will be it for the light novel part. Once again, overall, there wasn't an incredible amount of things changed. There were, of course, a couple scenes that were different, or just completely not in this episode, of course, such as the scene with Archie and Guise's finger, and a bit more stuff with Regulus. Other than that, not an incredible amount of stuff. Oh, and of course the Beatrice stuff, of course. I recorded that yesterday, so I forgot about that. Again, I'm not sure if the stuff with Beatrice that I covered in the novel will be added in episode 45. I'm assuming it will, but if not, you know, I guess it's good that I covered it. And of course, there was like 20 or so pages, as I said, that I didn't go over because I assume, again, that they'll go over it in episode 45. I'm going to go back and read it after we watch this episode. So that's what I'm going to be doing there. But yeah, a few scenes we were able to cover and some more dialogue and stuff like that were not in this episode. But, you know, that is why I do these, in case the select few people that watch this part of the video are interested in that sort of stuff, even if it's not all super important. And of course, I do it for me as well, because I love this series with all my heart, and I love all the information I can get from the book. I'll take it all, you know. But other than that, thank you all. I should probably get rid of this thing there. But other than that, thank you all very much for watching up to this point. And if any of you guys have watched this part of the video where I compared the Beatrice scene, talked about all that stuff about, you know, Rizu explaining the past of the settlement. If you're caught up with the anime, if you could just let me know if the stuff I covered in the book is added later on in the later episodes of the anime, that would be nice. But yeah, it's not a big deal either way. But I'm gonna have to end it here. Thank you all very much for watching. Appreciate the support, all that stuff. Good day or night wherever you are, and me and the guys will see you on the next episode.